Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the AG Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the latest CR7 Gala Glimmer colorway. Now inside the box they do include a couple of extras. On the shoes, I've already removed it, is this little tag right here. More on this tag a little bit later in the video, so stay tuned for that. They also include a string bag to go along with the shoes. The string bag is black in color, features black strings. You have a white Nike swoosh on the front with a black glittery outline. And then on the back, you're going to find your white CR7 logo. So get that out of the way. And other than that, all you're going to find inside the box are the shoes themselves. So get these guys out of the box really quickly and take a closer look at the AG Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the latest CR7 colorway. Now I have not featured the AG version of the Vapor 10 on my channel as of yet, so for a lot of you guys this is probably the first time that you're seeing it. In today's video we're going to go over all the details on the AG stud pattern, the details on the colorway, and just the overall fit, feel, and performance of the Vapor 10 in general. So if any of that interests you, be sure to stick around. Also, if you guys are interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. It'll be the very first link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's get right into the video. Starting off with the colorway, the main attraction here is the shoe's ability to sparkle and glimmer in sunlight. You can see when I move it around, every little movement shows off the glimmer effect across the entire upper. So it's a black base. It's not as deep of a black as what you find on the Superfly. If you guys want to see my video on that, I'll leave an annotation on screen. But it's kind of like a really dark gunmetal gray, I guess is the best way to describe it. Then you have that glimmer effect going all across the black area of the shoe. You have your white Nike swoosh on the front with the black outline, your white CR7 branding on the medial side with the black outline, black laces, silver ACC branding, your black Mercurial branding on the back of the heel. The heel lining is black with that blue insole. That's kind of the main accent color on this particular shoe, which is also present in the sole plate. And then because this is the AG stud pattern, some of the studs are clear and some of the studs are again that same blue color that you're going to find on the insole. The one thing to keep in mind with this particular colorway, aside from it being sparkly, it's how that sparkle effect is actually going to wear once you start using the shoes. So coming back to this tag right here, they include this in the box kind of as a warning label. It says the sparkle aesthetic on this shoe will fade off during play but will not affect the performance of this product. And they show a little diagram where the shoe is very sparkly and then as you wear it, it becomes less sparkly. So at this point in time, because it is such a new release, it's difficult to say how quickly or how much of that sparkle effect will actually wear off. Just know that from how they look out of the box, once you actually start using them, they will never be the same. That sparkle effect will start to kind of fade away on the shoe. It'll essentially just rub off and you'll be left with a black and white shoe with some sparkle. I don't think all the sparkle will wear away. Of course, this will not affect the performance, only the aesthetics of the shoe, so please keep that in mind. And it's definitely something worth considering if you were planning on picking up this particular colorway. This goes for the Superfly, the Vapor 10, the Veloce 2, the Victory, any of the shoes with the sparkle effect. The same wear kind of rules apply, that the sparkle effect will start to wear off once you start using the shoes. So let me know your opinions on this colorway down below in the comment section. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Why or why not? And next we'll move on to a quick little part of the video where we take a look at the tech specs and all the performance aspects of the Mercurial Vapor 10. As far as performance is concerned, I think it's pretty well known at this point that the Mercurial Vapor 10 is a really good shoe, but in today's video I wanted to primarily focus on the AG stud pattern. For those that don't know, the Vapor 10 is available in all three main stud patterns from Nike. You can get it in firm ground, which is made for firm natural grass playing surfaces, soft ground, which is designed for soft natural grass playing surfaces, as well as AG, which is what I have here, designed for artificial grass playing surfaces. With that in mind, let me know if you guys would be interested in seeing a side-by-side comparison of all three stud patterns in one single video where I explain specifically what type of surface they are designed to be used for, and of course talk about all the differences. If that's a video you'd be interested in, leave a like on this one or leave a comment down below letting me know that it is something that you would like to see. So with the AG stud pattern on the Vapor 10, it has changed in comparison to the AG stud pattern found on the Mercurial Vapor 9, the previous Vapor model of course. And the overall design hasn't changed too much. The layout has been moved around mainly in that they have removed a few of the AG studs, kind of made it a little bit more minimal, which I think is better in the long run. It's not going to have much of an impact on the overall performance. It's going to allow for a more lightweight experience, which is what I think people are looking for from a Mercurial Vapor 10. But like I said, that same core design from Nike, all of Nike's AG stud patterns remains the same, in that you have shorter than a firm ground stud in the form of these hollowed out conical studs that are not made from a hard plastic. They're made from a very hard rubber material. So you can see when I push on them, it actually does have some flex to it, and that's to have some kind of a release in the grip. The problem with wearing a firm ground, and especially a soft ground shoe, on artificial grass or any type of artificial playing surface is that artificial grass is, one, very, very shallow, and two, very clingy. So because it's shallow, you don't need as long of a stud for optimal traction. If the studs are actually too long, you're going to be too high up on the artificial grass and have issues with stability. And two, because it's very, very clingy, you don't want to have too much grip, and that is generally the case when you're wearing a firm ground shoe on artificial grass. It might feel great at first, but should you take a knock while planted or something like that, or even push off too hard, because you don't necessarily have the ability to slip, it can actually be very, very dangerous for all of your joints. There are some pretty severe injuries that have been had because of wearing firm ground shoes on artificial grass. So it's something that I strongly do not recommend. Also, the durability of a firm ground or soft ground shoe on artificial grass generally tends to not be very good either. So if you're looking for the best performance, the safest performance, as well as optimal durability out of your footwear, and you play primarily on artificial grass, an AG stud pattern is definitely worth your investment. So you have your 3 studs on either side in the back. Again, all that hollowed out hard rubber material, so it does have a little bit of flex to it. And then of course, a nice kind of layout of AG studs in the forefoot, kind of covering all the main areas of the shoe. It's going to have the sensation of wearing firm ground shoes on natural grass, but obviously with an AG shoe on artificial grass. It's kind of the best way to describe it. It feels like a normal soccer shoe would feel like on regular grass, but of course on an artificial playing surface. Other than that though, the sole plate remains the same. It is still that compressed nylon material, no thicker, no thinner, nice and flexible, and really no complaints with that whatsoever. I know some people don't like how it looks, but as far as performance is concerned, it's actually a really good performer. And then as far as the upper is concerned, it's the same as a standard Vapor 10. There's no differences here, even though the stud pattern is a little bit different. So it's a one-piece Teijin synthetic upper, ultra thin, probably the thinnest upper currently out there on the market. Has the internal fused on support cage that works directly with the lacing system. And then of course the upper does not feature a tongue this time around. It's completely seamless, which we'll talk about more when I put the shoes on my feet and talk about how they fit, of course. It does have a slightly different texturing than the other colorways because it is a glitter finish as opposed to having that micro texturing. Again, this is going to have a very minor impact on the overall feel and performance of the shoe. And then of course it's finished off with ACC all conditions control as well, the branding right there on the tongue, which is going to allow for better grip on the ball in wet weather playing conditions. You do have a lower cut in the heel, as you guys can see, synthetic leather heel liner, internal plastic heel counter. We'll take that out really quickly and we'll just take a quick look at the insole. It is of course fully removable, mesh lining on top, perforations throughout, and then just a solid layer of foam. So pretty standard insole, nothing too fancy, but it definitely does get the job done, and it doesn't slide around, which is one of the more important aspects of any insole, if you ask me. If it's sliding around, it can get pretty annoying, and you just don't have that issue with this particular insole. So that's pretty much it as far as the performance aspects and tech specs of this shoe is concerned. The Vapor 10 is a great performer, especially if you're not a fan of the mid-cut Flyknit design of the Superfly 4. This is going to offer a more traditional Mercurial experience. And again, if you guys want a detailed kind of comparison between the Vapor 10 and the Superfly 4, I'll actually leave an annotation on screen. You can go ahead and check out that video. So again, that annotation will be left on screen. And next we'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how lightweight these guys are. As far as weight is concerned, normally with an AG stud pattern on pretty much all of Nike's top-end models, the AG version of the shoe tends to weigh a little bit more in comparison to the firm ground version, which doesn't seem to be the case this time around with the Vapor 10. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. Going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.25 ounces. So they are pretty much exactly the same weight as the firm ground variation, and the reasoning for that is this compressed nylon sole plate that they've used here doesn't really require any extra reinforcement for use on artificial grass, and they've kind of minimized the stud pattern a little bit, removed a lot of the unnecessary studs, or at least what they deem to be unnecessary on the shoe, in order to keep the weight down but still maintain good traction and performance on artificial grass. So that's why the weight is pretty much the same as what you're going to find on the firm ground stud pattern, something that I'm sure nobody is going to complain about. And again, you're going to get good performance and good durability on artificial grass in comparison to what the firm ground shoe has to offer. So that's pretty much it as far as the weight of the shoe is concerned. And move on next to a quick on feet so you can get a better idea as to how these shoes fit, and of course what the sizing is like. Alright, here's a look at the AG Vapor 10s on feet, and one question I get all the time is, does the AG or Soft Ground Pro model fit like the firm ground model? And the answer to that question is yes. The fit is absolutely identical. The only difference is going to be the studs under your feet, which obviously will feel better or worse depending on the playing surface you're on. These are designed for artificial grass, so they're going to feel and perform best on artificial grass, and that's really the best way to put it. As far as how the Vapor 10 feels, out of the box, it's a very, very comfortable shoe. I would say that the Vapor 10 is the most comfortable Mercurial Vapor that Nike has ever put out. The upper is extremely thin, but at the same time remarkably soft and flexible, so it's really minimal break-in time with this particular shoe. They're pretty much ready to go from right out of the box, and my favorite part about this shoe, aside from the new and improved Pagan synthetic upper, which like I said is as thin and soft as it's ever been, is the one-piece design of this upper. So there's no tongue, it's completely seamless. This center part is kind of a stretchier version of Pagan synthetic, so when you slide your foot inside the shoe, even prior to tying the laces tight, it wraps your foot really snug, not uncomfortably tight or anything like that. And again, it just makes for a nice one-to-one seamless sensation, very, very responsive feel, especially when you tie those laces tight and everything is kind of locked in place. It really does have that kind of second skin-like feel on your feet. And I know a lot of people might not be too big of a fan of that one-piece design, but trust me when I say when you actually try it out, it is very, very impressive, and Nike has just executed it very well on this particular model. As far as width is concerned, it's still a Mercurial Vapor, so it does have a tighter overall fit. It isn't what I would say is extremely narrow, but it certainly isn't a great option for wider foot types. So if you do have wide feet, just as it's always been, the Mercurial series probably isn't the best line for you. I probably look elsewhere, but if you fit in previous model Mercurials, you're still going to fit in the Vapor 10, even though it does have this new one-piece design. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size for the best possible fit. Alright guys, this is my review of the AG Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the new CR7 colorway. Really good looking shoe, great performer overall. I'm a big fan of the Vapor 10, and it really is the better option out of this shoe and the Superfly 4 if you are looking for the more traditional Mercurial experience. And again, if you're going to be playing a lot on artificial grass playing surfaces, the AG stud pattern is definitely the way to go. It performs the best, it's going to make for the most durable shoe, and it's also the safest thing to wear on that type of a playing surface. So again, if you guys are interested in more information on the overall performance, check out the review page on my website. There'll be a link to that down below in the description of this video. You'll find the full written review, the high quality images, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online, where you can pick up this colorway as well as all the other colorways of the Vapor 10 with the AG stud pattern below their retail price. So again, if you're interested in a pair of these, that review page is definitely the place to go ahead and check out. It's the first link down below in the description. Also leave some annotations on screen to other Vapor 10 related videos, comparisons, even a play test if you guys want to see these shoes in action and just have more information in video form. So go ahead and check those out. Again, I'll leave those annotations on screen. If you have any questions at all or suggestions, leave those down below in the comment section, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated as well. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.